This is the second in a two-part video series on can you apply big company branding strategy to smaller companies. In the first video, I went through a little bit of who some of the experts are out there in branding, but I'm particularly focusing on a gentleman who was a speaker in my group of CEOs in my peer group 2 months ago. His name is Jerry O'Brien, and he comes from a lot of big company branding. And he believes you can apply that to smaller companies, that you can learn from what they've done. And if you answer the 4 questions that he refers to, and you really delve into them and you really give it a lot of thought and work with your team on it, that's the real beginning of a good brand strategy to compete and win larger market share and larger profit. So in the first video, I mentioned the first 2 questions he asks, and the first one is identify your ideal customer. Start with one, and it would be someone that's profitable to you, someone who likes the services that you offer and has room to grow. The second question is, what are their insights? Not what are your insights about what they want, what are their insights about, what are the rational ways they make decisions? What are the emotional ways they make decisions? What do they want more of, less of, that type of thing. In this video, I'm going to give you the third and fourth question. The third question is, what is the outcome that we want to provide the customer? What's the outcome? And so really, it's the benefit that you're delivering. It's about them. It's about the customer. Give you an idea. I've heard this story. I've never seen it documented, so I have to admit I'm not 100% sure it's true, but I think it's pretty interesting. Back in the late 1990s, when they were developing Prius, which you didn't really have much in the way of hybrid cars at that point. And what I had heard was there's certainly lots of information about how they were, doing better about mileage and what they were doing with the engines and all that kind of thing. But I heard this, which I think is a very interesting concept to think about. I had heard that the engineers were told, they can design it to look any way they want as long as it's absolutely recognizable as just a Prius, as this is the only car that has this kind of design and shape from the outside. And the reason they wanted that to be, and now there are lots of cars that are shaped like that, but back then there weren't. And they said, go ahead and design it any way you want it to look, as long as you can tell it's a Prius, not something else. And the reason was, back at that point, when people were getting a hybrid car, they wanted other people to know they were doing something good for the environment. So they could tell, other people could tell as you were driving by that you are doing something for the environment. You're getting a hybrid car. There's lots of other stories like that, where sometimes you buy something that you want to be obvious to other people, that's really the outcome that people want, in addition to some of the other rational reasons that they buy it. I used to hear the same thing about solar panels, that typically you were suggested to put solar panels on the back of the house, on the roof in the back, but a lot of people wanted them on the front. So people would know, neighbors would know what they're doing. Again, I don't know that that's true either, but it's an interesting concept. So the first one is, what is the outcome that you want to provide the customer? Then the fourth question is, what is your because? It's, why should that customer believe that you can deliver better than your competition on the things that's really important to them, both the emotional things and the rational things? And one way you can think about it is, what language will they use when they refer you to someone else? So if they say, oh God, you have to try ABC company, they're great, and because, and whatever that is, you want them to be able to say is really the because. They refer you because. They refer you because, oh my God, everything I've ever ordered has come one day early. Or because they're the most beautiful coaches I've ever seen in my life. Whatever it is. So those are the questions 3 and 4. What is the outcome? And what is your because? So if you take all these 4 questions, they're a little harder to answer than they might look at first glance, because you really have to do some in-depth thinking from your customer's perspective, not what you think the customer wants or what you think the customer should want. So take a look at these 4 questions for your company. See if they give you some help in really determining how your brand should look and feel, and what you should say about it, how you should be talking about it, and how to really grow your market share with your ideal customer. Thanks so much, and I'll talk to you soon.